folks, how you doing? So, January 2024. Let's get into it. I'll show you the two cards that I'm going to be using, well, the two decks. This one that I've not used for a while, which is Angel Wisdom Tarot by Valentine. And this one, Believe in Your Own Magic by Lovelace. So let's look in at the energies for January 2024 and see what wants to come up for those watching and the collective. Giving the deck a good old shuffle. January 2024. We're going to shuffle, get the deck going. The King of Pentacles, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, grounded, a time of great success, financial security and prosperity. The Midas touch, everything turning out beautifully, a supportive parent and spouse, a good person to work for. So we're starting off January with the King of Pentacles, which is a great place to be. He's grounded, he's dependable, it's support. So it feels like, I mean, I've just done the reading for 2024 and it's a mind blower. It's going to be good. It's a great way to start. It's about being firm in who you are as a person. At the bottom, we've got Make a Choice, which is also the card of illusion and delusion. It's the card of chaos as well, but it's also the card of choice. So having to make a choice, how we enter 2024, how we step into January, being able to see through illusion as well. That's going to be a big thing for next year. Is that the Fool? A Windfall of Abundance. Do you know, I'm not going to get caught up in what these are. Is it Ace of Pentacles? I think it is. I'm not going to get caught up in it. I'm just going to read my intuition on it. So this is about new paths. New paths, and it comes in with the King. So new paths. The paths that have been blocked are going to be opened up in 2024 in January. So January is a real big manifestation month. It feels very spring-like, does January. I have to wonder what the weather will be like because there's a real spring vibe. I'm hearing a real spring. I mean, there's even a rabbit on that, like Easter Bunny. A real spring in our step. Money issues as well. Money issues being eased for many. Things being accessible to people that haven't been accessible for people. Does that make sense? This could be anything. It could be global stuff, it could be personal stuff, but things that haven't been accessible for you. Doors that have been closed start to open up. Knight of Swords, and we can go through them. Doors that have been closed start to open up and we can go through them. Successes. But also being gentle. Being gentle, because sometimes we can associate, you know, go get it as being quite aggressive, because all we're shown is, well, we're the go-getters of the world can be quite ruthless and quite calculating people. When you say to someone, oh, you gotta go get it, it's like, oh, God, I can't be like that. But go getting it can be just getting out of bed for the first time in weeks. Go getting it can be just deciding today we're going to do that garden because it's like Wild Kingdom. So, but being gentle with it as well. I just said in my 2024 read that there's going to be a rising of youth in 2024. Very different to what we've had before. Very different. And it feels like the youth, but not just that. I explained it in my 2024 because I spoke about the old ways, and I said, it came out like I was talking about older people. And I said, no, it's not old people, it's the patriarchal energies. And I said, you can be an older person, but you can still have a young vibrancy about you. You can still have a really open-minded outlook. It's all about open-mindedness. Going into 2024 in January is about open-mindedness. It's the knights. It's the knights. It starts off with the king, but then the knights are taking over. It's the youth. And again, come back to it. If you're watching and you're older, you're like, oh God, am I going to get... No, you're not. It's mindset as well. Yes, it's the physical young, but it's also the young mindset within ourselves. Don't forget, we've all got a young version of ourselves. We've got the inner child, inner teenager, inner 20s, inner 30s. There's all aspects of you within yourself. But what happens is as we get older, many people switch off the young version of themselves because there's pain there, there's heartbreak there, there's divorce there, there's attacks there, there's all that. So we switch them off. We forget the young, vibrant young woman. We forget the young, vibrant young man. We forget it, we switch them off. But that energy has to be refired to come back on grid. Anxieties and fears. As we step into another year, there's going to be anxieties and fears. But within those anxieties and fears, there's also light bulb moments. He's not surrounded by swords, he's surrounded by candles. So there's something in that about your anxieties, or no, sorry, not your anxieties, the anxieties, because we don't own anything on this channel. We don't refer to illness as my illness, we refer to it as the illness. Thank you very much. So the anxieties that we are experiencing, not that we have, that we are experiencing, are teaching us something. They're teaching us something. They're our teachers. Anxiety, that was interesting. Like a cold draft of air has just blown across. I might watch this back and see what goes on, because earlier on we went a bit like that because I felt like a flash came in front of us, in front of the camera, but like a cold... This house is newly renovated. Yes, it's windy outside, but that was weird. That was weird, definitely cold. The new's coming in. The new energy's coming in. Hello. The Queen of Swords. Again, it's a gentler energy that wants to come in, but it's not a wimpy energy neither. She's got her sword, but she's also got butterflies. So it's a gentler energy. It's about being able to be both, being able to embody both. Again, we've got the youth here. An amazing opportunity. Be bold, courageous and optimistic. Now is the time to take action. Do what you're passionate about. What have I been saying in the 2024 read and now this read? Do what you're passionate about. Gone are the days where we just put up and shut up. There's no place for that. Next year there's going to be no place for putting up and shutting up. There's going to be an uprising. This is also support for the elderly for next year, because they're going to see this shift and it's going to freak some of them out. They're going to feel freaked out. And this is Spirit Angels Galactic support for elderly as well, because for although the young have felt left behind for some time, and possibly elderly, it's just support is coming, and many elderly people are going to be transitioning next year because they've done their chapter here, they've done their book here, and it's time for them to transition and go back and then revisit. So support for that as well, support for the tired, support for people that are sick as well. People have to realise they're not out in the cold. They're not out in the cold. You know, the elderly, a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, don't label Claire, but you come across so many now that are absolutely amazing people, but then you come across so many that are just full of doom. And this is good with the youngsters as well, but they're so full of doom. And the sad thing is, a lot of the time the families step away from it because families can't cope with it. They can't cope with seeing mum or dad full of doom. And it's awful. It's an awful thing to have to talk about, but that's going to be coming up as well. The treachery as well. We've got treachery coming up, deceit coming up. What's happening when your back's turned? Peace of mind being lost. But again, as something kind of negative comes in, a positive comes in. So it's all about balance. And I think we got the Justice card in the 2024 reading. The ego. Freeing ourselves from the ego. We're going to be seeing within spiritual communities, all kinds of communities, global stage, family dynamics, the ego. People that are riddled with ego. Ego wake-up calls are going to be happening. Also as well, stepping away from our ego, because we all have ego. And ego can be a good thing. It's like we're all on the narcissistic spectrum. And you need a little bit of narcissism to walk into a job interview. You do. You need a little bit of narcissism to walk into a date. And that's why we're all on a spectrum. It's when it's woof. You know, there's a difference between 0, 0 and 2 to being 5 to 10. You know what I mean? So it's about balancing that out. I think this is also about the powers that were in the world, be it bosses, managers, high-ranking people, are fed up. It's the tide is turning. So bring it away from the collective, bring it back to your own personal life. You'll see people that are power driven become quite despondent next year and quite sad. People that are money driven and power driven and position driven and all of that becoming quite sad and despondent and craving simplicity. An unwise choice. There's a better way that will make you happier. Avoid people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives. See what I mean? You can't make it up. So we're going to be seeing more of this. People that, you know, people in your life that have questionable motives. Friendships collapsing, relationships collapsing. But new energy, see what I mean? Collapsing, new coming in, collapsing, new coming in. Knight of Cups comes in. Collapsing, new comes in. I like this. The Three of Swords. Great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth that comes from challenges. Healing misunderstandings. Being there for those in need. So letting go of past pain. And actually being able to take the knives, the swords out of the heart chakra. She's taken the knives out. She's turned to the light. She's realised she spent months, years, days, decades in pain with those swords through her. And now she's realised only she can take them out with the support of the light. And it helps to bring in balance energy. The Hermit. Going within the heart chakra. 2 more cards. The Empress, creation. I have a feeling maybe next year we'll see more babies being born. I'm just thinking, because I've got something else there as well. Yeah, more babies being born next year. But it feels like these babies come in via unions between 2 people. A lot of these children are choosing to come through via natural situations. They're not IVF babies, I'll just say it. They're not IVF babies. They're coming in via natural unions between people. And you can say, well, that is a natural. It's not, okay? This is different what I'm talking about. It's an energy, it's a frequency. And it's we just look at that card. So new children coming in. And that's not saying that children that are born by IVF are not normal and natural. Yes, they are. But this is something different. These souls are quite particular. And I wonder if they're also going to be particular about the families that they come into. Doorway, as babies come in, people are going to be leaving the family. So it's almost like is it like a sliding doors energy? The Chariot, moving things forward, going forward in life. Final card, and the High Priestess. We'll end this part of the reading on that. High Priestess, people reconnecting back to the divine. So, this deck now. Mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. So emphasis is on health, exercise. It always is in January, but it feels different this year. It feels like it's more meaningful rather than just superficial. But we put on social media. Sun, paint the sun back into your sky. Library, take control of your narrative. Stop letting people pull your strings. There are so many people pulling other people's strings at the minute. It's untrue. Get your knowledge from the right places. You know, this is about expansion. Expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. This is a big thing for many of us. You know, oh, God, if I say that, I just did it then with the IVF thing. Oh, God, if I say I'm going to get... Do you know what? What's this? Shh, doors open, walk. That's what we need to be next year. You know what? If that's just offended you, if what I've done, said, experienced, if I offend you, doors open, walk. That's powerful. When you go into, oh, I'm so scared I'm going to lose them. I'm so scared I'm going to lose them. You become caught in a wheel, in a karmic wheel. This is about not seeking anyone's approval. It's about being a good, decent human being, but it's about not seeking anyone's approval. Red, forgiveness. Forgiving those that need to be forgiven, including yourself. This forgiveness theme's being potent as well. The Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. Stepping back from stuff, going into things that fill you up, crystals, exercise, resting, all of it. Sword, make that change, cutting those cords, cutting the hair off. I mean, I don't mean doing a Britney, but I mean like just cut, because whenever I get my hair cut, when she's cutting it, I'm visualising the old energy going, letting go of it, even when you're getting showered, letting go of that energy. So, letting go of the past version of yourself. That's the thing, when you start to change, people start to go, oh, wait a minute, I don't like, people get triggered. You never used to do that. You always used to do this way, you know, and they get really edgy and really argumentative. Let them. Bitch, fire, stand up for yourself. That actually does say that word on there. Stand up for yourself. Light the match, stand up for yourself. This isn't an aggression. This is something, you can even stand up for yourself by not even commenting. You know what I mean? Powerful. Feather, think before you judge. So judgment, that's been a theme as well. And one more card, sundress, do it for you. So do it for you. I want to pull another one as well. I felt there's another message. Villain, you can always rewrite the story. So whatever you've gone through in 2023, if someone's painting you as the villain, let them. Because you can always rewrite your story. Let them. Let them. Let them. Okay? Because the thing is, you only paint people as the villains, what you're really doing is taking the energy off themselves onto other people. Because what is going on here is mirror work. So let them. You are always a creator. You are always going to be rewriting, read everything, learning, adapting, flowing, going forward. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Here's to January, here's to 2024. Make it a good one, and you have got this. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Bye.